Hello, pet lovers. It's time for Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO. For the next hour, your host, pet care expert Marsie Hall Newbold, and her trusty basset hound, Nosey, will share the latest information to help give your furry, feathery, and fitty friends the happiest and healthiest lives possible. You're invited to call in and ask questions of Marsie's guests. The number to call is 513-749-1480. Now, here's Marsie.
Hello, pet lovers. It's time for Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO. I'm Marsie Hall Newbold, your host, and I have my trusty basset hound, Nosey, here with me to help host. This is going to be a really exciting show where we're going to have herpetologist Brian Gill of CUB Critters Outreach, and he's going to be discussing whether slithery, creepy, and crawly creatures like reptiles and invertebrates make good pets. Plus, Cincinnati Radio Legend Gary Burbank is going to be with us to discuss his own personal pet experiences, and rumor has it that one of them has to do with him getting chased by a snake down in Florida. And our great friend Bob, the producer, Barry, is going to ramble on a bit on the world premiere of his weekly and hilarious heavy petting segment. It's a good thing we pet people carry paper towels around with us, because you just might wee yourself from laughing. Bart Piet, the owner of Boogie Bones, the popular gourmet pet treats that Cincinnati Magazine readers voted best dog treats in Cincinnati, is going to share the recipe for her delicious pumpkin dog treats that you can make at home for your own pets or those who might come to your door on Halloween night. And finally, Brittany Carden of 3CDC is going to give us a scoop on the pop-up shop that they're sponsoring in Washington Park on my birthday, November 29th. So, to join in the conversation or to ask a question, phone the WDJO studios at 513-749-1480. Our lines are open now, 749-1480. Or friend me on Facebook on Marsie Hall Newbold, M-A-R-S-I-E, Hall, H-A-L-L-N-E-W-B-O-L-D, where you can link to videos and podcast recipes, my website, and all sorts of fun things. And you're listening, as I said, to Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO. I'd like to introduce Brian Gill, the director of CUB Critters Outreach, who has brought a friend with him.
Good morning, Marsie. How you doing today?
Hi, Brian. Thanks for coming. Now, who is this with you?
I have a rainbow boa that's kind of hanging around my neck right now, just relaxing, enjoying the stuff in the studio.
Now, how old is this animal?
As far as we know, he's maybe he or she, I'm not quite sure yet, a couple years or so. Everything that I have is rescued, so it's kind of tough to tell.
How did you come to get him?
Somebody just had him as a pet, and for whatever reason, they did not want him, which is what we see quite often. Whether they got tired of having it, or got too big, or whatever the case may be. It wasn't exciting enough, couldn't take it for a walk.
Now, Brian, you're a herpetologist.
Yes.
What is that?
Basically, it's somebody who does a lot of study and a lot of work with reptiles.
And how long have you had CUB Critters Outreach?
I started the business back in 2006. Did that just kind of on the side because I had a few pets of my own. I would take these animals into my kids' schools. And then at the end of 2008, when I got laid off from my full-time job, decided to take this full-time and do it, and it has taken off wonderfully.
Wow, and you said that you deal with reptiles, invertebrates, amphibians, bugs, and small mammals?
Yeah, you name it, I'll deal with it.
Now, what is an invertebrate? Can you explain to our audience?
You're talking things like tarantulas and
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's perfect for Halloween!
Yes.
Hi, welcome back. You're listening to WDJO. It is 10:22, and guess what? We have a new segment by Bob, the producer, called Heavy Petting. Take it away, Bob.
And now, here's the ever-popular Bob the producer with his segment, Heavy Petting. Step up to the mic, Bob. Right there. Okay, There you go.
Welcome to Heavy Petting, first edition, so it could become valuable to you collectors. Hi, boys and girls. I'm Bob the Producer, or the artist formerly known as Bob the Producer. I crashed the very first Marsie's Menagerie, and the only reason I was invited back was I got Nosey's vote. I bought her love with a milk bone. I know what you're saying. What does this buffoon Bob know about pets, and especially about heavy petting? Well, last week Marsie introduced the subject, your pets interfering with your sex life? Well, I could relate, because first off, I have a very good memory. I remember when I was still sexually active. And my wife JoJo's dog used to growl when I climbed into bed with her. I'm not sure if she taught him that or not. But enough about me. I'd like to share some petting tips. I know it makes me an expert. I'm qualified because we've had many, many pets over the years. Dogs, cats, birds, horses. True story. We're both animal lovers, and of course, in my case, that can be taken two ways. But my wife is in the habit of bringing home strays. Lots of strays. Dogs, cats, an occasional bird. Now, the horse was not a stray. And I did mention this last week, but she's constantly bringing home all kinds of strays, like drifters, transients, gypsies, gigolos, handymen. So you can see my problem. Well, back to the animal lover. I do know if there's a behavioral pattern or a problem, it's not the pet, but the pet owner. I've seen it. I watch the dog whisper and the horse whisper. Now, that's what they preach. But to be honest, I don't really listen to them. I've tried, but I can't hear them. Years of being assaulted by loud rock music, and they both whisper. I know. I don't know if they really don't want to share their secrets. They seem nice, and I've never seen either get attacked or bitten. So I am taking some lip reading classes. I can tell you by now what Mr. Ed is saying with the volume turned all the way down. I got it right from the source, of course, the horse. Another tip for you, to many pet owners, their pets are like their kids. I have both, so I know how rewarding kids can be, but there are child labor laws. No such labor laws for your furry children. If you don't want to spend the time teaching your dog, cat, or iguana to mow your lawn, adopt some sheep. Our goats are cute, and they'll eat anything. You can train your pets to be a watchdog. And when the casserole's been in for 35 minutes, he can come and get you. What are you trying to tell me, girl? Timmy fell down the well? No, sounds like give me hell, the casserole fell. I know, our dogs like to watch. Another tip, if your pet is friendly, you reward him. If he greets you by wagging your tail or humping your leg, don't reject his love. He may never reach out again. He could end up with low self-esteem, become bitter or biter, end up a runaway and take to the streets. I recommend positive reinforcement or redirect their attention to another pet or a neighbor, specifically one you don't care for. Well, there's some food for thought. Hope you've taken something away from my heavy petting. Till next week on Marsie's Menagerie, this is Bob the Producer saying,
Hey, sit and stay. Bob, is he the best or what? Hi, you're listening to Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO. And guess who we have on the phone? We have Gary Burbank. I can't believe it.
Hello?
Cincinnati Radio Legend.
Hello?
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 Well, hello, who is this?
You're on the air. Oh, hello.
Well, you called me.
Oh, I did. Okay. Hi, Marcie. How are you?
I am just finer than Frankfurt.
My favorite show is Marsie's Menagerie.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. I listen all the time. I get it on the Internet. I get it on the satellite. I get it in my fillings, in my teeth. I can actually hear it coming through. That's They used to say that about the big one. They used to say when you were on there and you were close by the transmitter back when they were 500,000 watts, you would get it in the filling of your teeth.
I have heard of that.
That's amazing. What are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about reptiles and invertebrates as pets. Do these slithery and slimy and crawly creatures make good pets?
I know. And just let me say, I don't think so, because they might get away and they might eat people.
Yeah, it depends on how big they are.
Yeah, well, if you don't believe me, they get big. Look what happened in South Florida.
Oh my God!
I know a lot of people love snakes and want to handle them and pick them up and all that kind of stuff. They used to have a story when I was a kid about blue racers. You know what the story is about? That you can chase a blue racer, but when you stop, the blue racer will rise up like a cobra, and then start chasing you. And I always thought that was an old wives' tale or something like that. And in Florida, I was in my yard near the river, and I saw a big, beautiful black snake, and I thought, let me try that. And I ran at it, and sure enough, it ran away. And about maybe 20 yards, suddenly it reared up and looked at me, and well, I did the natural thing. I turned around and ran the other way, and it ran after me for a little ways.
It ran, or did it slither?
It didn't run. It ran. It slithered.
I would have paid good money to have seen that. If I could have gotten that on my little pod thing, I could have put it on YouTube and probably gone viral.
Here's the snake whisperer.
Yes.
And he's whispering. Actually, speaking of, do you ever watch The Dog Whisperer, Caesar?
Oh, sure.
I do too. I don't have a dog, but I love that show. And I've decided I've been really thinking about this, and I've gotten a hold of a couple of people that know something about it. I want to do a show like that, but I'm going to be the dog hollerer. and
what would you say?
Yeah.
How would you holler for a dog?
You just go, "Hey, you! Spit that out!" That kind of thing.
Put that down or stop
put that down. Let go of my leg. I mean that both ways.
Hey, one thing that I've always wondered is, did Earl and Pearl ever have a dog?
Yeah, they had a dog, Buster. In fact, and Buster was hit by a car.
Oh my gosh!
And it was a very sad Earl. I mean, Earl was pretty bent out of shape about the whole thing. I don't remember; it was so long ago. And he will not have a dog. They keep bringing dogs and things home, and Earl will not have another dog because he misses Buster so much.
Well, I have Nosey, and she's a basset hound. She weighs 72 pounds.
Really? I used to have a basset hound.
Really?
For a limited time only. I had him for about a week, and him and I went round and round about so many different things, and I just couldn't handle him.
Like the channel changer, the TV remote?
Yeah. My dog, no, he never changed the channels.
Well, what did you go round and round about then?
Oh, no, we went round.
No, you can tell me.
Oh, I see. Actually him getting in the garbage.
Oh.
And you try to talk him out of it first, and then, he growls at me and that kind of thing, and so I wasn't a very good owner back in those days. So,
and you were jealous because you wanted the garbage all to yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so as a present,
Selfish.
I gave him to my girlfriend.
Oh,
who gave him back.
Oh.
And then I did find somebody who wanted him, and I felt really good about it. And they gave him a good home because I was not capable. And if you have a dog and you can't get along with that dog, I would advise you find someone who wants him in case.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you may want him, but you can't take care of him, but you must.
It's a lifetime commitment.
Yeah,
when you take on a pet, you can't just let that.
Well, it was kind of shoved off on me, and I thought, well, yeah, I can handle this. But then when I realized I couldn't, I gave him up. Augie was his name. I think they changed it to Delbert Coggins.
Why?
I don't know why. I think that's what they changed it. I don't know. Or maybe that was the guy's name who took it.
Who knows? But Gary, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate this so much. I'm so excited about this show. And if you'd like to ever call back again, hey, you have my number.
Okay, I do, and I'll call tomorrow possibly.
All right.
Okay. and good luck on the show, Marsie.
Oh, wow, that was Gary Burbank, Cincinnati Radio Legend. And again, you're listening to Marsie's Menagerie on 1480 WDJO.